Hi, this is Brian, or Hiccup with Tourettes, and on this channel I talk about primarily how I live life with Tourette syndrome. But if you notice on my face, there's something a little different in this area. I shaved. No, yes, but I got a septum piercing. And I can see why many people would be like, "Oh, how do you get something like that with with Tourette's? Like, that's gotta be very difficult." Believe it or not, like, people with Tourette's do not tick 24/7, and we have sometimes for like limited period of times we can suppress them. But yeah, let's kind of like talk about my actually really good like Tourette's win that I had when I was getting my septum pierced. So I'm sitting down in the chair, and you know the hiccup noise I make? Well, sometimes like when I'm just sitting down, when I'm doing nothing, sometimes I'll just make that hiccup noise and I don't even realize it. I love that. Like, most of my tics I realize when I'm making them, but like really common tics like the hiccup tic, even I don't notice sometimes. But since the piercer wasn't used to me, he asked me about my hiccup. He's like, "Oh, is that like a nervous hiccup?" I've gotten, questions about my hiccups like, "Oh, have you been drinking? Oh, you just have the hiccups. That's weird." So I explained to him, "Oh no, it's my Tourette syndrome. I make that noise sometimes." And then he immediately was like, "Oh, is that like your most common tic?" And that was a green flag because he knew the word tic. So that told me that he knew a thing or two about Tourette syndrome already. And then he asked like a couple other questions that just kind of proved that he knew more than just the stereotypes about Tourette syndrome. And as someone that has to live with Tourette syndrome, it makes me really comfortable to be around someone who just isn't making like kind of mean assumptions about me. Like, he actually knew something about my condition, which so many people misunderstand, and it just kind of creates a safe space for me. It feels really good. So yeah, he started asking me, like, "Oh, do you have any like really annoying tics? Or any like scary tics?" And I told him, "Well, I don't use knives in my kitchen, like, unless I absolutely have to, because my knife tics are scary." A dick. He told me a dick. I told him that I used to have this tic when I would drive that I would just honk the horn sometimes. I don't have that anymore, or nearly as much. A dick. Yeah. And then immediately once I said that, my girlfriend was like, "Oh yeah, they also like will grab the shifter and put it from drive into neutral and back and forth." I mean, to my passengers, I guess that's absolutely terrifying. But for me, who's done it like more times than I can count, like when you go like that with the shifter, it like, I don't know, my car hasn't like blown up yet. He didn't seem afraid of piercing me with my Tourette's, which was something that I was afraid of. I was afraid that now that he knew I had Tourette's, he would refuse to pierce me, but he went along piercing me anyway. He treated me like anyone else and kind of asked some questions to kind of learn more about Tourette syndrome. That bitch. I got asked like how long I've had it, when I got my diagnosis, just really like stuff I'm fine with answering. Like anytime I get to like educate people without like getting stereotypes thrown at me, like, is good. Like, he didn't even ask if I had like swearing tics. That was very refreshing. I mean, I do, but I'm glad he didn't ask that. He treated me how I, as someone with Tourette's syndrome, would want to be treated, which is just kind of like anyone else, but like a few kind of questions about my life. Like a few questions about, like, you know, the obvious tics I was making, but I was able to educate someone while also they were treating me like I was a normal human being. And in the end, like, I think anyone with a disability just kind of wants to be treated with, you know, basic dignity. It's kind of depressing that the bar is that low, but when someone treats you, you know, with dignity, and they also like want to learn about your condition, that makes for a positive interaction. Especially when they're putting a needle between your nostrils. Oh my god. Like, hey bitch! Fight! Hey bitch! So he put the clamps in my nostrils, and he was like, okay, this is going to be the most painful part, is when I clamp your nose. That kind of hurt, but that was not the most painful part. That bitch! That was the least painful part. He shoved the needle in, I felt it go in, and it went in, and it went, and then it went in all the way. Tears just started pouring out of my face. And then he kind of left it alone for a bit, and then he like, it's fucking COVID. So if you've seen a piercing being done, they like stick the needle in, and then they put the jewelry at the end of the needle, and then they put it through, and then they like screw the ball on. So once he like pushed the jewelry through, that also hurt like a motherfracker, but overall, I had a great piercer who treated me really well despite having Tourette's. It hurt a lot, but I kind of expected that. Yeah, I'm glad how it turned out. Knowing how much pain I would go, knowing how much knowing how much pain I would go through. I might not do it again if I like had to rewind and do it again, but I'm glad I got it done. I'm glad it's over with, and I'm glad my piercer respected my Tourette's. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. Have a good day. Bye.